we're going to go on now and look at expanding brackets. And this basically just means if you've got brackets in an expression, can you write it as an equivalent expression but without brackets? Okay, this is called expanding brackets. Now to understand this, let's have a quick look at something that you will know how to do. So here I've got 3 groups of 4 plus 5. Okay, now how would you work that out normally? You'd probably say, right, well I know I need to do brackets first, so I have to do what's inside the brackets. 4 plus 5 is 9, so that makes 9. And then I've got 3 groups of 9, so I'll do 3 times 9, and that would give me an answer of 27. And you would be right, that is how you do it. But there is another way of doing it. You know, I've got 3 groups of everything, haven't I? I've got 3 groups of 4, and I've got 3 groups of 5. And so I could write it out like this. This is another way of writing out the same expression. 3 times 4 plus 3 times 5. And it gives us the same answer, 27. Right, hold on to that thought and we'll have a look at an example that has letters in. Okay, so I've got this expression here on the left, and I want to write it but without brackets. I want to find an identical way of writing this but without brackets. So what have we got here? We've got 3 groups of everything. I've got 3 groups of A, and I've got 3 groups of B. So if I've got 3 groups of A, that's the same as 3 multiplied by A. And if I've got 3 groups of B, that's the same as adding on there, 3 multiplied by B. And so what I've done there is I've expanded the brackets. Okay, I've got rid of the brackets. I've written here an identical expression, but this time it's written without the brackets. Okay. Right, let's have a go at some more questions. So here I've got 3 groups of everything. I've got 3 groups of x, so that's going to give me 3 x's. And I've got 3 groups of 5, so that's going to give me, what's 3 times 5? 15. Lovely. Right, let's have a go at the next one. So we've got 5 groups of everything now. So I've got 5 groups of y, and I've got 5 groups of 2. So 5 groups of y, we can write that as 5 times y, or just 5y. And 5 groups of 2, well that's the same as 5 times 2, and 5 times 2 is 10. So we're going to add on 10. Right, let's have a go at another one. Ooh, this one's interesting. This one's got a third in. What's a third multiplied by 3? Well, that's the same as saying a third of 3. So a third of 3 is 1. So what do you think a third of 3 r's is? Well, if I've got 3 r's and I have a third of it, then I'll just be left with 1 r. So this is going to give me r, and a third of 12 is 4. So I'm going to also add on 4. Okay, so I've expanded the brackets there. I've basically just got rid of the brackets. One more question here for us to have a look at. So I've got D groups of this, 2e, and I've got D groups of this thing here, minus f. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so let's try and do this. So D times 2e. Now you could write this in a few different ways, couldn't you? Now you could write it like this: D times 2e. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it like this. I'm going to write it as 2e d. Okay. It doesn't matter what order I put them in. I've put them next to each other because they're multiplied together. Remember, if I put letters next to each other, or letters next to numbers, and I don't have the multiply symbol, it still means multiply. Okay, so that's the first bit. Right, so we said that d times 2e makes this thing here 2ed, or 2de would be another way we could write it. And then we've also got d multiplied by minus f. So that's actually going to make minus df, or fd. Again, it doesn't matter what order you put it in, but that's what it would be. Okay, so a little bit trickier there if you've not seen that before, but if you're multiplying letters together, then you can just write them next to each other. Okay, so that's a quick look at expanding brackets, getting rid of the brackets.
Joash Maths.